What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look at the payment schedule for January, and this does include the COLA increase. So we're going to talk a little bit about that on this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, and if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let me show you guys a calendar. We'll go over it really quickly here. And first off, the first payment will be going out tomorrow, okay? So the 31st. That will be the first payment that shows an increase. It's going out to people receiving SSI. And remember, this payment that's going out on the 31st, this is for January. This is not for December, okay? And in January, I'll show you, you have a payment in January that's gonna be for February for SSI, only for SSI. So I'll explain that right here. I also wanna look at the congressional calendar. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then the Social Security Fairness Act, I'll give you guys that deadline date, that marks the 10-day, basically the president needs to sign this within 10 days. I'll give you that deadline date as well. Okay, so let's just, right now we're just looking at the payment dates, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff. And so now let's focus on the 3rd. So the 3rd, that's when people who have started receiving Social Security benefits prior to 1997, prior to, I believe it was May 1997, the checks will be going out to them, as well as people who receive Social Security and SSI. Okay, now the 8th. This depends on your birthday. So your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th, then you'll be getting your check on the 8th. And if your birthdays fall between the 11th and the 21st, you'll be getting your check on the 15th. And then if your birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st, you'll be getting your check on the 22nd. Now, the reason that I go over the calendar and show payment dates, I know most people know when they're going to be receiving their checks. However, you have new people who are qualified for Social Security benefits, and they're receiving Social Security benefits for the very first time. Okay, so let's go back to the calendar, and I want to take a look at when Congress is in session. So Congress, they have adjourned for the year, so they'll start back up, and this is the new Congress. The new Congress will start up on the 3rd, and that will be, both chambers will be there. And then when we're looking at between the 6th and the 9th, you're going to have both chambers will be in session. And then on the 10th, it's just going to be the Senate that's in session. When it comes to the 13th through the 16th, you're going to have both chambers in session. And then on the 17th, you're just going to have the Senate in session. And then on the 20th, also just the Senate in session. And then between the 21st and the 24th, you're going to have both chambers in session. And then the last week of the month, between the 27th and the 31st, you're going to have just the Senate in session. So the House will be on recess. And one more thing that I forgot to mention, the 31st here, SSI will receive a check on the 31st. This check is for February, okay? So you're not going to receive a check in February because you're receiving it right here. So I just wanted to mention that. If you're looking at the calendar, you might say, well, look, you have a check going out on the 31st for SSI, and that's the 31st of December, and then the 31st of January, you have another check going out. But I just don't want you to get confused. That check that goes out, actually both of these checks are going out for the month after, okay? So the 31st of December, that goes out for January, and then the 31st of January goes for February. And it's only because the first lands on a holiday when it comes to in January, and then it lands on a weekend when it comes to February. So that's the reason why those checks are adjusted just a little bit. And then the last thing that I want to talk about, we've been talking about this. I've been talking about the Social Security Fairness Act and that 10-day window. So we know that 10 days started on the 28th of December. And so you have to exclude Sundays. And what we're looking at is we're looking at the 8th. That will be the 10th day. Now, if President Biden decides not to sign the Social Security Fairness Act, it will be returned to the House, but the House needs to be in session. When we're looking at the calendar, guess what? The House will be in session, so they'll be able to receive this if the president doesn't sign it. So we already know that it will just become law in this situation. The only way that it wouldn't become law is if Congress had adjourned, but we know that they're going to be there. So there's good news when it comes to that. But I did hear, and this is through the grapevine, that President Biden is going to have a ceremony and he will be signing the Social Security Fairness Act in that ceremony. So he'll probably have some people, maybe law enforcement teachers, and you know, you guys all see these ceremonies where they sit down and he signs, and he's signing with multiple pins, and then he hands the pins off to the people behind him. So that is probably what we're going to see. We don't know exactly when that date is. Someone in the comments was saying that they heard that it's going to be on January 6th. So we'll have to see, and that would fall on a Monday. So that could very well be the case. But hopefully we'll get more information, and we might get more information from like the Teachers Association, maybe some law enforcement associations that have been invited to the ceremony. So they'll be able to let you know, yeah, we got invited to a ceremony for the president to sign the Social Security Fairness Act. We don't know this yet, okay? It hasn't been confirmed, but that's what we're hearing. So I'll make sure to cover this if that's the case, and he does have a ceremony. I'll make sure to cover that and let you guys know as soon as the bill is signed. So we can move to the next step. When are they going to roll it out? That would be the next step. Oh, yeah, and before I go, and let's just go right back to the calendar. I just want to show you this because I actually made a mistake in a video that I posted a couple of days ago where I was talking about the 8th, and I said, and I was using the 8th as a deadline date, and I said the 8th was on a Monday. No, the 8th is on a Wednesday. I don't know what calendar I was looking at, but I got that information wrong. So I just wanted to address that because I know I told you that we could possibly see the president signing the Social Security Fairness Act on a Monday. I just want you to know that's not Monday. That's not the final day. He would actually have until Wednesday, and that would be the final day before it would just be kicked back to the House. And so I just wanted to make that clear because someone in the comments did mention, you know what? You said it was on a Monday, but it's actually on a Wednesday. And you are correct. It is on a Wednesday. So if you guys have any further questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. Follow me on Blue Sky. I actually want to talk about Blue Sky real quick before we go. I have about 800 followers on Blue Sky. And that's like 3 times as many followers as I had on Twitter. So I am officially moving over to Blue Sky. And so please go over there. I'll have a link in the comments section. It'll be pinned at the very top. Click on that link. It'll take you right over to Blue Sky. Right now, Twitter is just, there's too much drama there. I don't want to deal with all the dramas. And so I feel that Blue Sky is drama free, and I like drama free. So follow me over there, subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.